Good morning. Today's Thursday, January 7th, and it is day 7 of 2021. I just wanted to let you know that I have started my day today. I am sticking to being intentional about starting my days with positivity. So, what did I do? I got up this morning. One of the first things that I did was pray. Um, I really prayed for this country. I live in the United States, and yesterday in Washington, D.C., where pro-Trump supporting um, mob uh, bum rushed the Capitol. It was very chaotic, and it wasn't protest. It was rioters, and it was civil unrest, and it was um, acts to really try to destroy our democracy. And it's sad. Um, and in watching how everything kind of went down, the initial lack of police response, um, it shed light on the double standards that we have. To be able to see these folks and what it is that they were doing, and destroying property and disrespecting police and disrespecting um, what was going on at the Capitol and our democratic process. And to see that those folks could just kind of do whatever they want and take over. And it took a long time for them to be, I guess, removed from the Capitol, and for their efforts to be thwarted. Um, it's a stark contrast to what was going on in the summer, like with Black Lives Matters protests that were going on, and it's just amazing. So I got up this morning and I prayed for this country. I do believe very strongly in the power of prayer. I place my complete faith and trust in God, and I do believe that when we speak to God and we ask Him for what it is that we want, that He hears our prayers. And when we can come together as a community, as a nation of Americans who believe in our democracy, believe in American freedom, believe in respecting one another, um, that we can come together and we can all ask for change. We can say prayers that ask for all of our eyes to be opened, for us to be able to confront what is wrong in this country, for us not to make excuses, but to recognize it and to commit ourselves to making a change and being a different America, to kind of live up to the values um, that were written into our constitutions, to be able to talk the talk and walk the walk, all of us together. I believe that that's possible. And so rather than being upset about what happened yesterday, I wanted to celebrate the opportunity of an awareness being created across this country, and to be able to take this as an opportunity for us to come together as one country, united in doing the right things and living up to who it is that we were meant to be. So that was my first thing on the agenda, to say that prayer today, and to I hope and pray that others will join me in that as well, because if we trust and believe and we pray that prayer and we hold ourselves accountable to be the good in the world that we want to see, then things will get better all the way around. So I'm excited about that, and I celebrate that. I also am thrilled that the elections in Georgia went well, and that now we're going to have a Democrat-controlled Senate and House, and not to say that I'm just like, oh, Democrats should rule or whatever. I think that after these last 4 years with Trump, and all the negativity that came along with it and all the division that came along with it, I don't want to see that pushing forward, as a new administration takes over. The people have spoken, they've voted, they want to change, and I just want for those folks that are going in to the new presidential administration for them to be able to have the tools and the resources that they need to keep the promises that they make, in supporting our country and pushing our country forward. So I'm excited about that. I pray that today will be a better day in the United States of America, and that we won't have to see more of what it is that we saw yesterday. So I'm going to keep my eye on that prize, and I'm going to keep a smile on my face, and I'm going to trust and believe that the days ahead, especially in 2021, are going to be better. So I said my prayers, and I took some time I spent some time reading my Bible this morning, because I do believe that it's a wonderful thing to get your day started with a good word, and with some direction on how to live your life, believing in God, leading with love, walking in the way that God would want us to walk, and just to let our light shine bright, because we're a walking example of who we should be and how we should be. When others see us leading with love, they're more inclined to jump on that bandwagon, and we can all have better and more enjoyable days. So I want to be I want to be consistent and intentional about doing that and reap the benefits of it as well. The other thing that I did this morning is I continued to read my book here. I'm pretty much done. I just have the conclusion to read, but it's T.D. Jakes' When Women Pray. And so it's going over, 10 women in the Bible and kind of what prayer has done for them. And today I was reading about Anna and her prayers for salvation. And so I found that very rewarding and uplifting. And I really like this book because it challenges you to think about how you're living your life and what it is that you're missing, what you're longing for, what's holding you down and holding you back, and those type of things, and the types of things that you can do to turn those situations around, and just reminding you that you have access to the amazing power of God, and you don't have to go through anybody else. You have that connection, and you can take advantage of it, and you should take advantage of it each and every day. So it's nice to have that reminder, because I know that sometimes we forget. Sometimes we think that, we got to go at it alone, and we've got to use our own strength and our own power, our own influences to be able to, tackle life's challenges. And that sometimes can put a lot of stress and strain and just drain our energy, and it's taxing, and then we are susceptible just to introducing all this negativity into our lives, because we forget that God is there, and God's got the answer, and God will hold our hands, and he'll give us directions, and he'll make miracles, and he'll make a way when it seems like there's no way, right? And so it's good to be reminded of those things, and we need those reminders, and we need to share those with the people that we love, so that they don't have to suffer or struggle unnecessarily or in vain. Um, and then what did I do? I did my yoga. So I'm doing my second 30-day yoga with Adriene. She's got a YouTube channel, and I guess she has different years. She's got tons and tons and tons of video. And I just like doing yoga. You know, for those that know me, for the past 6 years, I have really been focusing on my kind of physical well-being, doing lots of exercise, and I tended to always be maxing out on cardio. You know, like I might go for a 10-mile walk, I might go for a 50-mile bike ride. I just do things to really, just focused on lots of cardio, and those are ways in which I would kind of find peace and tranquility, because I focus on something so long, and you know, I would get out all my stress and all my anxiety, kind of conquer the bad stuff with good stress. And so now that it's really cold outside and we're in a pandemic, and it seems like, you know, folks that are the COVID-19 deaths are going up, the people in the hospital with COVID-19, that's going up again. I'm not particularly interested in catching anything, so I'm spending more time inside, and I'm not necessarily socializing enough. I mean, as much as I had in the past. And some people, you know, kind of get stir crazy and sad and lonely and all of that. And not to say that I've gotten there, but I definitely don't want to be there. And yoga, in my opinion, really helps just kind of settle the mind, and it encourages you to set an intention. It's peaceful, it's tranquil, but it's a workout. It gets your heart rate up and everything like that. So like I said, I'm 7 days into my second 30 days of yoga with Adriene, and my plan for the year is just to do it every day. And so I'm interested in seeing what this is going to do for me from a mind and a body standpoint. So we'll see. I'll keep you posted. I have yet to get on a scale in 2021. I think the last time I got on a scale, I weighed 170 pounds. The other day, I was actually looking through some pictures because, you know, years ago, I weighed 280 pounds and needed to lose weight. I ended up losing like 140 pounds, and I had gotten really small. And obviously I gained weight back. But as I looked at all the pictures, you know, from this weight loss transformation that I went through, I think like 153, 155, that's a really good weight for me, based on the pictures that I was looking at. So I'm not necessarily focused on losing weight, meaning, you know, I'm counting calories and all that, because I'm not. But I do want to be intentional about doing the right types of things. So I'm going to see what yoga does for me. There are some things from a diet perspective that, or at least a food intake perspective, that I'm going to focus on. I have noticed that, you know, chips and cookies and candy are things that I tend to want to eat when I am doing kind of emotional eating, so I'm feeling bored, I'm feeling lonely, and, let me go get some comfort in these foods. And so I have once again told myself that I'm just not gonna, I'm not gonna eat those things. Also, when I do eat those things, I tend to be doing that at night, like late in the evening, or I might wake up, I might have a restless night's sleep, and, I get up and snack on stuff. So I've decided I'm not going to eat after 8 o'clock at night. And I'm not going to eat anything before 7 o'clock in the morning. So hold me accountable to that. I'm 7 days in to that. I know the whole cookies, candy, and chips thing, I had made that determination in July, on my birthday, July 13th, and I was good not breaking with that commitment until December. But December was bad. Especially when people are bringing you great big bags of chocolate and stuff like that. So I am committed to being disciplined, and I do think that this rigor that I have or am committed to, like wake up, pray, read the Bible, do the yoga, I think that if I'm intentional about doing those things and I'm setting intentions for the day, that type of thing is going to keep me to where I'm able to keep these commitments that I'm making for myself. It's almost a year since I went to a plant-based diet. Last year I was looking at, I think I was weighed 180 pounds, and I'm like, oh, I gotta lose this weight. How did I gain 40 pounds? And a friend of mine said, hey, maybe it has something to do with your age, because I'm 53. And he was just saying, sometimes women at a certain age, when they've gone through menopause, it becomes it's easier to gain weight. It's more difficult to lose weight. And so maybe you should consider doing a plant-based diet. And he asked me to to watch this video. I think it was called Game Changers, and it was talking about these high performance athletes that went from a kind of meat-based diet to a plant-based diet, and what it did for them in terms of how healthy they were, their the cleanliness of their blood, how they were to perform as athletes, those types of things. And so I found it very interesting. And since then, for the most part, since February 21st, 2020, for the most part, I have been vegan. Completely plant-based. Not completely plant-based because I will occasionally eat some pizza. So cheese is mainly it. I think there's been a couple of times, that I've had an egg. And one time I had some yogurt. I'll never do that again because it does bad things to my body that are very, very offensive. You wouldn't appreciate being my friend and being close after I ate some yogurt. I do think I'm contemplating giving up bread, but I'm not there yet. Maybe after I reach my anniversary of being on a plant-based diet, maybe I'll give up the bread. We'll see how it goes. Lately, I have been in love with these vegan Blt sandwiches. So I've got some vegan bacon, and I will toast some Hawaiian bread, and put some vegan avocado mayo on it, and slice up cucumbers and avocados, red onions, lettuce, cilantro, you know, with this vegan bacon. So, oh, and then sprinkle some balsamic vinegar on it as well. And slice it in half, eat my sandwich, and it is so good. So I've kind of just discovered how delicious that is, so I'm not quite ready to part with the bread, but I may, maybe I'll limit it. Maybe I'll give up pizza as my start, because that has been occasionally my guilty pleasure. But so that's that on food. But I think I am going to start really paying attention to what I'm eating and the effect that it has on my body. And I guess I would encourage everybody to do that, because your body will tell you whether or not what it is that you are ingesting is good for you or not. You know, like well, I guess everybody has gas, so why should I be ashamed to talk about it? But I notice that there are certain things that I eat that makes me gassy. So like I talked about before with the yogurt, oh my God, that's like an explosion going on all at once. You know, part of the reason that I gave up candy is that I really love Jolly Ranchers, and I'm not Jolly Ranchers. I really love, although I do really like Jolly Ranchers too, but Now or Laters. That I was like an hour later and Jolly Rancher addict. So glad that those things are out of my life. But Jolly Ranchers, as good as they are, almost as soon as I eat them, I've got this really bad gas. And like I said, you wouldn't be my friend. If I ate those things, you'd be like, what the hell is wrong with you? What are you doing? Stop. It's funny because I have a grandson who is 6, and he'll be like, Gigi, you just have to stop eating those. It's not good for you at all. He just shakes his head. He's like, no, you can't eat those anymore. They're not good for you. So I need to pay attention to that with everything that I eat. So I think maybe I'm going to make that my a commitment there too. And so if there is something that I eat that makes my body have that type of reaction, then I should just eliminate it. So that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, I've been talking for a long time. I didn't expect to be talking for like 23 minutes, so let me get out of here. For anybody that watches this video journal, I appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing where I will be a month from now, 2 months from now, 3 months from now, a year from now. And I'm hoping that I'm going to be in a very positive place. Take care.